Hello, and welcome to the Humans of Growth podcast, where we talk about the stories and strategies behind business growth and development. I'm your host, Allie Hathcock, and today's episode is sponsored by Parison Network, the new way for businesses to find the perfect fit marketing agencies without even having to go to Google. If you are looking for marketing support but don't know where to turn, check out ParisonNetwork.com. Today's guest is Ryan Smith, the CEO at Trycera. If you don't know who Trycera is yet, they help small businesses secure funding through tailored financing strategies, business credit building, and lender matchmaking, which, considering the current economy, is something that anyone listening to the podcast could definitely be taking advantage of now. Ray, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Great to be here, Allie.
So, Ray, I introduced the professional side of you, but I would love to hear what's the human side of you outside of the 9 to 5?
Wow. Starting right off there, huh? Well, I grew up on a farm in South Dakota, so it was 3,500 acres, a dairy farm. I went to a one-room school, so nature is really my go-to place, especially, with business. It's like drinking out of a fire hydrant all day long, and then you need to get that escape. So going out, biking, hiking, that's my downtime, connecting back with nature, taking the dog for a walk, that kind of thing. Animals are my thing too. So that's the human
I
side
love
of
it.
me. Yeah.
What's the best trail that you've ever been on?
Up in Newport Coast, there's a trail that
Okay.
goes from the hills all the way down to the ocean. And it's probably like 2.5 miles, but it's such a beautiful scenery and it's rugged and it's just connecting with nature. You can't hardly hear the vehicles, the cars, you're away from people, the cell phones, you leave them at home, and you just get to connect with nature.
Oh, I love that. So we're going hiking next time we're on vacation together, right?
I love it. Yes, of course.
Great. Here for it.
We start
So
at the top of the hill and go down though. We don't go up because.
that's my type of hikes. I am for that. So with Tricera, I gave a brief introduction, but would love to hear, especially considering the world we live in today. Give me a little bit more. Tell me about you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been in consumer credit since 1998 and helping people with bad credit repair that bad credit and add positive trade lines to grow their credit and build it so that they can access finances. And one of the big things that people have, it isn't bad credit, it's a problem with spending because we're never taught good spending habits. So we put this whole component together to help people manage their spending, which saves their credit. But if they trip up, we can help fix that. But in 2020, when COVID hit like a sledgehammer, businesses just got destroyed, and they're still reeling with the effects today. And so we transitioned from consumer credit because it's the same principles, but it's business credit. And now we build credit on the EIN number because the three bureaus, Dun& Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax, are really what the lenders look at, but it's such a crapshoot if your business credit or reports to any of the bureaus at all. And so we created this foundation, this Fundability Foundation program, where we tie in lenders. We know their real-time requirements, and we tie in the business owner's EIN number credit reports with Dun& Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. And then we start to get them creditors that will report because there's 4 tiers of funding, and they're all based on how many trade lines are reported on the three bureaus collectively. So we go through this systemized process to help business owners access funding, because right now what they do is they go to Google and they look for a loan and they apply and they get denied, and after the 3 or 4th time of being denied, they say, screw it, I'm just going to do it with my personal. But since you brought up COVID, um, COVID has really still lingered on for all these business owners because the business owners gave everything they had to save their business, to help their employees, and they quit paying their personal bills. And so their personal credit is damaged. And now they're a wounded animal trying to fight for their business. And we want to open up and unlock funding for these businesses because it's just based on the EIN number, not tied to a personal guarantee.
Yeah. So with you guys, are y'all targeting more towards founders, small, mid-sized businesses, larger businesses? What do you think along that line?
That's the misnomer out there because business owners that think they're doing 50,000 a month in revenue are good, but in reality, it's the lender and they have an automatic underwriting process. And if the credit reports aren't one activated or two what their criteria is, they will get denied. And it's simply because of what's on the report. And so we don't target any specific sector of business. We can help them
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, I love that. So, what was the story behind the aha moment that said that you need to go into this avenue into business lending?
It was for me personally because I didn't understand business credit. And when you get put into a box and you have no way out, you have to fight. And so I found a way to fix the situation and unlock the funding. And I know if I'm struggling, there's millions of business owners struggling. So we put together this program and a very specific program for business owners to follow. And it's got to be simple because the business owner is trying to run their business and they don't have time to learn all of this stuff. So that's why we put this simple process together so they can come join us. We'll assign an account rep and then we'll do most of the heavy lifting with their input.
Yeah, so it sounds like to some degree this was born out of your own trial and error, your own pain points that you've experienced.
Yep. What is it? Necessity is the mother of most inventions, right? And that's kind
Yeah.
of how it is. Yeah.
I love that. And you had mentioned that one of the things that you've seen that's really helped you grow your business was building a dream team.
Oh.
I would love to hear, what does that look like for you guys?
Yeah, so business owners, they don't have anyone to talk to. They can't talk to really their spouses. They can't talk to their employees, and they're carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders. But like Tiger Woods, he has a coach. Michael Jordan has a coach when he was playing basketball. Business owners need a coach, and it's somebody that can look from the outside and help guide you. And you want to pick somebody that's where you want to be, that's already been through the crap and through the milestones so they can help you get through them yourself much quicker. And so that's what we did is we started finding people. I found people
Mhm.
that that inspired me and what I wanted to be and teamed up with them.
I love that. So one of the people that you had mentioned was Kevin Harrington that we all know from Shark Tank.
Yep.
Tell me, like, what's the backstory? How did you, like, everybody, he's a household name at this point. Tell me, like, what's the backstory? How did you get connected to him? How did you get his attention?
Yeah, it's an honor and a privilege. So back in since 2010, I've been going on this program called Money TV, and it's a show all about money and what makes it work. Well, in 2015, Don Balargian, the CEO and the host of Money TV, partnered with Kevin Harrington to do a TV show called Crowdfund Television because President Obama signed the Jobs Act and it was going into effect so businesses could crowdfund and raise money through that. And so they asked me to be on their premiere episode. And so I went into the green room and Kevin was there and he asked me what I did. And I told him that we help people with credit and consumers and all that. And he said, it's a big market. He says, here's my cell phone. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it was just like that. And he's just so inspiring. He's given his whole life to help entrepreneurs. And I know people might not, they think it's Mr. Wonderful, but actually Kevin was the very first shark on Shark Tank. And he's the inventor of the infomercial. And you've heard of Ginsu Knife, George Foreman Grill, OxyClean. He was the mastermind behind all of that, behind the scenes. And now he has Get Down to Business with Kevin Harrington, which airs on the Fox Business Network. And so he is one of my key mentors because when COVID happened, I didn't know what to do like most business owners. And I know there's business owners now going through dark times and you don't know what to do and you're struggling. And all I could say is don't quit. And what Kevin said is you got to lean into it. You don't need to have all the answers today. You just got to get up and keep going because you will get through it. And then he would tell me about the times when he was doing infomercials and the Gulf War happened. And so everyone stopped watching TV and they watched the news and all of his infomercial commercials, and his sales plummeted 80% in 2 weeks. And he had business all over the world, and about lost everything. So that was inspiring to me. And that's what I'm saying to all the business owners out there that are watching this program. There's people that have been through what you've been through, and go find them and go talk to them because they want to give back. I want to give back, right? And that's what I put this program together, because I don't want people to go through pain. We don't have enough time in the day to go through all the mistakes ourselves.
That is fair. There is never enough time in the day when you're a business owner.
Right.
So before you met Kevin, had you worked on like an elevator pitch at all, or did you kind of go in blind to that conversation?
I was blind. Yeah. Because Don conditioned me on how to do interviews, because I was on Money TV, like I've been on
Mhm.
60 sometimes. And so it was really, uh, it was shocking, to be honest, that I'm sitting on the stage on a set with Kevin on one side and Don on the other.
Oh man.
And but as soon as you start talking about your business, it just comes naturally. So it went away quick. And then since then, we've done fireside chats with a bunch of entrepreneurs, and we've really
Mhm.
done a lot. And I wrote a chapter in his book, Get Down, Put a Shark in Your Tank, expert edition. And he's on the phone just if I need help. And that's what every business owner needs, is someone. They don't need a Kevin
Mhm.
Harrington. It's wonderful when you have somebody like Kevin Harrington, but
Right.
everybody needs that help.
Yeah. What, as you go through business, life happens, business happens, it's up and down. What has kind of been the through line that's kept you anchored to your core values, to like your decision making framework, so that when shit hits the fan, you stay steady.
Yeah, you got to decide what you want to do. And I talk to a lot of business owners, and I tell them, look, you're either running a hobby or you're running a serious business, and there's nothing in between. And so this isn't a hobby for me. This isn't like I'll talk to 5 business owners a week and get one and say, oh, that was good. No, I'm on a mission now, and we want to help as many business owners as possible. We want to be a publicly traded company, get our own funding, and lend our own money. So that stake has been set in the ground, and it's 2, 3 years out. And so no matter what winds come and blow which direction, our eyes are always on that goalpost, because that's where we're headed. And that's what I suggest all business owners do. What is your mission? Is it to help your community? Is it to be the best in this service, or have this product which is going to help millions, or whatever it may be? You got to have your true North Star, and then never forget that, because you get so wrapped up in the problems and the weeds that happens every day, and then you're
Mm-hmm.
lost. And you just got to take a step back and look up and remember where you're going and why, and then everything will start to come back together.
I love that. So it sounds like you've had a lot of the business foundations from the beginning. I'm curious to hear, what does marketing look like from you guys?
Yeah, so social media ads is what we're running right now to get the business
Mhm.
owners, because everyone has a TV in their pocket. And
Yep.
there's a lot of gurus out there, and they're great. They do credit card stacking, but you got to have a good personal score, or there's just a niche, and that's fantastic. But we want to take and analyze that business owner, where they're at today. I know you need money 3 weeks ago, but let's work on it. Let's get you that Band-Aid. Let's get it fixed. But then let's look out 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and what is the series of funding rounds that you're going to need? And let's put a plan in place so that we can take this money that you're getting right now and ensure that everything is moving forward, so that you're never in this situation again. And that's our mission right now.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys are really good at like both the short term and the long term.
Yes,
And I
definitely.
think that's what I see, like the businesses that are successful. It's like, how do we get our customers or clients the quick win right now, so that they stick with us, they trust us for the stuff that takes a long time.
It's sharing the information. This is why you're denied. They go and apply and they get the denial letter and it says not enough credit or whatever the reason is.
Mhm.
Well, how much do I need? Where do I get it? What do I have to do instead of just tell me I'm a piece of garbage? And we want to share. Here's the bureaus. Here's the minimum requirements. Here's how you can do it. There's a do-it-yourself that we have that people can do, but they just don't have the time. But it's still there, and that's what builds trust. Giving that information to people, not holding it like, oh no, you can't know this. It's my no. We want to share this information.
How does the educational piece, how are y'all leveraging that within your marketing campaigns?
Uh, we They can sign up for our newsletter. We give them 31 steps to do on their own. That
Mm-hmm.
helps them, and the reason behind it. And typically, when people see that, they're like, "Well, can you just do this for me? I understand what you're going to do, but I don't really know how to do it, and I don't want to make a mistake." And we're like, "Sure." And so that's what builds the trust, and
Yep.
constantly coaching and educating the business owner. Oh, well, and I had a lady yesterday, she wants to flip houses. And she said, "Well, what's
Okay.
the rate going to be?" And I said, "Well, every project is its own business, right? So how do you
Yeah.
know? What's the value of the house? How much money are you looking for? How long is it going to take for rehab? When is it You can't say, well, this is the way it is. But if you go online, the applications are all just one-sided and you're just
Yep.
guessing. And we don't want, our motto is know you qualify before you apply.
Okay. I love that. So it sounds like you guys do a significant amount of like education and here's the roadmap. But roadmaps in finance are difficult and complicated to follow on your own. So by giving people the roadmap, you build trust. And then from there, they realize, okay, these people know what they're talking about. They're not the scammers that you do see ads for within the finance space. And then they trust you and they go in from what it sounds like to done with you or 100% like done for you.
That's right. So our coaching program is called Fundable for Life because we're going to teach you how to fish so that you're always going to be able to eat. We're going to teach you how to manage your credit and your funding and not do it with your personal. And if I can give one example, I give a restaurant owner whose walk-in freezer went out and they had a $10,000 personal card and put 8 grand down. Well, now their load balance on that personal card is 80%. On a personal credit card, their scores went down 100 points. So now imagine them trying to find more funding 2 months, 3 months down the road. If they would have walked in with a business credit card with $10,000 limit and put $8,000 on it, still 80% load limit, but it's a business credit card. They make a payment or two, call the bank and say, "Hey, look, I need to increase my limit." Well, now you got a $25,000 to $50,000 credit card limit to help fund your business. And it's that type of education that we want to give the business owners. That's why I want to give that right now so the listeners know this business credit is 5 to 10 times more powerful than your personal credit. And all these business owners are being strangled with their personal credit, and their business is suffering. Their employees are suffering because every paycheck that you're giving out, there's 2.5 mouths attached to that paycheck. So it has a long time effect. And COVID is still here. It's affecting a lot of people. So this isn't a game. This is very serious for us. And every one of our employees and agents just loves helping the business owner.
Yeah. So it sounds like with business credit and the way you guys work, it would be easier for a founder to go with you guys to go in, get funding, business credit, and build that credit faster than what they could do on their own.
Yeah, and we get a lot of people that come and they say, "I need 25,000 right now." And we say, "Well, you don't have nothing on your credit report. It's going to take 45 or 60 days." And they say, "Well, I don't have time." And then they go on and they try to work it out through whatever means they can. But the thing
Yeah.
is, if they would start today and still go do that, in 90 days, they would have access to 50 or $150,000 in business credit. And I know people are struggling today. I get it. I get it.
Hmm.
But you haven't done anything to work on your business credit. And so how do you expect the banks to trust you? So it takes time. And the other thing is that I want to let your viewers know is personal credit cards and credit reports every month. Business credit, because it's net 30 before you have to pay, then you pay. Business credit reports to the Bureau typically every 60 days, every other month. So that's why it takes us 45 to 90 days to get those trade lines on your credit reports. And it's just the system. And we want to educate you on how the system works so you understand. So there's no guessing games.
Ooh, intriguing. So, question for this, because I have a lot of friends who are founders who are building out SaaS. And it's like vibe coding and AI coding helps a lot with the process, but at some point you have to hire developers and you have to build the product before you don't have to fully build the product, but to some degree you got to build an MVP before you can truly market it and get clients, get customers. So would they be able to theoretically come to you guys, start all their business accounts, put a couple $100 on it, pay it off, and then in 60 days, when they're really ready to hire more developers, that's when they could go get the $50,000 loan that they need to actually make the product more viable, hire the people they need to hire?
Yes, and a lot of the cards that we get business owners, because it's introductory, because it's their first one, it's
Mm-hmm.
0% interest, low percent interest. They have a grace period with no interest or 6%. It's not the 30% interest credit cards because your credit report is pristine before you apply because we've gone through that process. So yes, every
Nice.
startup needs to start. The day they incorporate, they need to sign
Mm-hmm.
up and go through this business credit. So by the time and here's some more information. There's four key pieces of information why people get approved. The address has to be a business address or physical address. They can use their home, but you got to realize that it will be a public record at the Secretary of State.
Okay.
Website, URL, and an email with that domain name.
URL.
Yeah,
Yep.
not a Gmail, Yahoo. One of those is just an automatic denial qualifier for lenders. People don't know that. A business line. You got to have a business phone line, not a cell phone or Google Voice on the application. So you need the address, website, email, and phone number, and they have to match exactly at the Secretary of State, at Dun and Bradstreet, on your bank statement, and your merchant account. Because
Okay.
now the underwriters have AI and they go out and check public record, and there's 120 some data points that they go find. Make sure that they match before you even apply.
Okay. And so you walk people through all of this?
Yes.
Ooh, this is intriguing. I like it.
Yeah, that's
Because
how we
I
start. Every customer starts there. Everyone, no matter how much revenue you're doing, we got to find the basics. And we say when you go to the doctor, you don't walk right in and the doctor checks you out. You go get your vitals taken, your blood pressure, your weight, all that. So that's what we're doing. We're taking your business vitals before we put you in to see the therapist.
Yeah, and that's what I think is interesting because as I talk to founders, they're like, we have this idea, but we need to raise XYZ. And it's hard if they don't want to go the investor route. And even the investor route takes a significant amount of time. It's like if I just had $50,000 capital, they could build it because they're fantastic and then they can market it easily. But what I see is businesses, especially female owned businesses, they get stuck because it's harder for women to access capital at the end of the day.
Yeah, and one tip for those business owners looking to raise capital, stop selling your investor on your product. They don't care about your product or widget. They care about you. What are you, and this is going back to Kevin, I did a fireside chat. So in the front were a bunch of entrepreneurs that were doing pitch offs, and in the back were investors that were going to write a check. And the host asked me, what's one tip that you would give those entrepreneurs in the front? And I said, look, those people back there, you think they're writing a check to your business, but they're not. The name on the check is your business, but they're writing it to you. And what's going to happen during those dark days? Because every business has those dark days. Are you going to cut and run, or are you going to buck up because they know that those dark days are coming and they know that you're going to call them and ask for more money because that's just how it is. That's why they're investors. They want to go on this long journey with you. So don't sell them your prepackaged food service because they don't need the prepackaged food service. They want to know, have you surrounded yourself with a dream team that knows how to do the packaging, shipping, marketing, and all of that? And why would they give you the money? Oh, because you're a good
Mhm.
steward of the ship? That's why. So that's a tip that we would give business owners looking to raise money.
I love it. What's the best pitch and the story behind that pitch that you've ever heard?
Actually, the one that sticks out is on Shark Tank. The farmer, I don't know what state he was from, but he created this tent for plants, and he wanted to sell it for $1 or two bucks to save the plants from freezing. And Kevin O'Leary and Mark Cuban, I think, were fighting, and Kevin O'Leary said, "There's not enough margin in it. Why don't you charge $6?" And the inventor said, "Farmers can't afford that, and I just want to give back." And that's the spirit here in America is most business owners just want to give back. And there's vultures that are looking to, going back to the investors, there's different buckets. There's
Yep.
people that want to invest so that they can get their rent money paid next month. You don't want them. They're too demanding. There's people that look at the bottom line and they'll grind you and they'll take control of your company. You don't want them. But in the middle is a sweet spot of people, and they're called angel investors for a reason. They want to help you. They see in you them at a younger age, and they want to go on this journey again. So they want to give you money and be there for you, and you're inspiring to them. And that was one of the conversations I had with Kevin and his son and his other partner. We were at this table, and I said, "Man, I can't believe I'm sitting here having dinner with you guys." I said, "You're so inspiring." And his son said, "You're so inspiring." And it just took me back. But that's why I love this business, because all these business owners, especially the ones watching, you're inspiring because we're a rare breed. We got to go out there and make a change in this world.
I love it. So eventually, at some point, you're probably going to retire. Maybe. We'll see. Um, what is the story looking back that you will tell on your deathbed about Trycera? Like, what's the specific story that's going to come to mind that you're going to remember?
We changed how business owners operate. No longer do they get started, and struggle. They have a plan all the way through the journey. And I want to be the Phoenix University for small business owners. I want a place for them to come, a safe place, a trusted place. Another one is Jackson Hewitt, right? They're in the
Mhm.
communities, and that's on my deathbed. We've done it. We have left our footprint.
I love it. If you could go back and tell yourself something 20 years ago, what would it be?
Go find a dream team. Don't tell your friends about your big ideas. Don't tell somebody who hasn't done it, because they'll kill your dream, not on purpose, but they don't want to see you struggle. And
Mm-hmm.
then down deep inside, they don't want to see you do better than them. So that's
Oh,
another reason you have to have a dream team and a coach and somebody that's been there so that you can have open conversation with them.
I love it. Ray, thank you so much for joining us today. If people want to connect with you guys further, learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way for them to connect with you guys?
Trycera.com, Trycera.com. And then there's a online application. They just fill it out. It's information gathering. We take a look at it. We run it through our process, and we get started to find out where the problems are, give them to you, help you fix them, and then we go to the lenders.
Great. I love it. For everyone tuning in today, thank you so much for joining. And remember, if you are looking for the next marketing partner, schedule a free marketing consultation over at perrysunnetwork.com, and we will connect with you on the next episode of Humans of Growth.